Before you start watching, please help the channel thrive. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Caroline Forbes' journey is more than just a story about a vampire cheerleader from Mystic Falls. It's a story about resilience. It's a story about agency. It's a story about finding your voice and using it to make a difference. For years, she was defined by the control others exerted over her, by Damon's compulsion, by Klaus's manipulation, by the expectations of those around her. But through it all, she never lost sight of who she truly was. She fought back. She grew. She evolved. And in the end, she emerged as a woman of incredible inner power, a power that had nothing to do with her vampire abilities and everything to do with her strength of character, her empathy, and her unwavering commitment to herself and others. This is Caroline's enduring legacy, the proof that even in the face of unimaginable external control, we have the power to find ourselves, to reclaim our agency, and to live a life that is true to our values. To fully appreciate Caroline's legacy, we must first revisit the core argument of her journey, that her transformation from puppet to protagonist is a powerful testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome trauma and find empowerment. As we've explored throughout this series, Caroline's years of compulsion were not just a series of unfortunate events. They were a form of trauma that left deep emotional scars. But instead of letting that trauma define her, Caroline used it as a catalyst for growth. She learned from her pain. She grew stronger because of it, and she turned her suffering into purpose. This journey of trauma recovery and personal empowerment is deeply resonant with audiences in 2026. In a world that often feels chaotic and out of control, where we are bombarded with information, pressured by social media, and faced with global crises, it's easy to feel powerless. We may not be victims of supernatural compulsion, but many of us have felt controlled by external forces, by societal expectations, by toxic relationships, by our own fears and insecurities. Caroline's story reminds us that we are not alone in these struggles. It shows us that even when we feel powerless, we have the ability to take back control. Before we move on to the next topic, if you have anything you'd like to dive deeper into from the previous segment, please leave a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. It inspires us to fight for our own agency, to embrace our authenticity, and to live a life that is true to ourselves. The work of trauma psychologist Judith Herman supports this resonance. Herman writes in Trauma and Recovery that the core of trauma recovery is the restoration of a sense of power and control. For trauma survivors, the journey toward healing involves reclaiming their agency, rebuilding their sense of self, and finding meaning in their experiences. Caroline's journey mirrors this process perfectly. She reclaimed her agency by breaking free from compulsion. She rebuilt her sense of self by learning to trust herself and love herself. And she found meaning in her experiences by using her pain to help others, by becoming a leader, a mentor, and a mother who empowers those around her. Caroline's legacy is also defined by her commitment to authenticity. In a world that often rewards conformity, she refused to be anyone other than herself. She was never afraid to show her flaws, her vulnerabilities, or her emotions. She was bubbly and vain at times, yes, but she was also kind, compassionate, and fiercely loyal. She cried when she was hurt, celebrated when she was happy, and apologized when she was wrong. She was human, flawed, messy, and beautiful, and that's what made her so relatable. This commitment to authenticity is more important now than ever. In 2026, social media and digital culture often pressure us to present a perfect, curated version of ourselves. We filter our photos, edit our words, and hide our flaws, fearing that we won't be accepted if we show our true selves. But Caroline's story reminds us that our flaws are what make us human. They are what make us relatable, what make us connect with others. It's our vulnerabilities that give us strength, our mistakes that help us grow, and our authenticity that allows us to build deep, meaningful relationships. Another key aspect of Caroline's legacy is her belief in the power of community. Throughout her journey, she never achieved success alone. She relied on her friends, her family, and her community for support. And in return, she gave that support freely, lifting others up, cheering them on, and standing by them in their darkest moments. She understood that we are stronger together than we are apart, that our collective strength is greater than any individual power. This belief in community is particularly resonant in 2026, a time when many of us feel disconnected from one another. Social media has made it easier to connect with people around the world, but it has also made it harder to build deep, meaningful relationships. We often feel lonely, isolated, and misunderstood. Caroline's story reminds us of the importance of human connection. It shows us that we need each other, that we need to support one another, to listen to one another, and to stand up for one another. It inspires us to build communities of kindness, compassion, and support, communities where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Caroline's legacy also includes her role as a feminist icon. In a genre that has often objectified women, reduced them to love interests, or defined them by their relationships to men, Caroline Forbes broke the mold. She was a woman who stood on her own 2 feet, who made her own decisions, and who didn't need a man to validate her worth. She was a leader, a mother, and a friend, roles that were defined by her own choices, not by the expectations of others. She showed that women can be strong and vulnerable, independent and loving, ambitious and compassionate. She proved that there is no one right way to be a woman, that we can be whoever we want to be, as long as we are true to ourselves. This feminist legacy is particularly important for young women in 2026. In a world that still struggles with gender inequality, with sexism, and with misogyny, Caroline's story is a source of inspiration. It shows young women that they have the power to define their own lives, to pursue their dreams, and to make a difference in the world. It teaches them that their voices matter, their opinions count, and their worth is not determined by their appearance, their relationships, or their ability to please others. It empowers them to be bold, to be brave, and to be unapologetically themselves. As we reflect on Caroline's enduring legacy, we are left with a powerful message. Inner power is the greatest power of all. It's not about supernatural strength or political influence or material wealth. It's about resilience in the face of adversity. It's about empathy for others. It's about authenticity in a world that demands conformity. It's about the courage to be yourself, to follow your heart, and to fight for what's right. Caroline Forbes embodied this inner power, and her story will continue to inspire us for years to come. Now, it's your turn. What does Caroline's journey mean to you? How has her story inspired you to find your own inner power, to reclaim your agency, or to build deeper connections with others? Share your thoughts, your feelings, and your interpretations in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. Let's celebrate Caroline's legacy, and let's inspire each other to live lives of courage, authenticity, and purpose. Caroline Forbes may be a fictional character, but her story is deeply human. It's a story about pain and healing, about loss and love, about weakness and strength. It's a story that reminds us that we are all capable of great things, that we all have the power to overcome our struggles, and that we all have the ability to make a difference in the world. So let's take a page from Caroline's book. Let's be brave. Let's be authentic. Let's be kind. And let's never forget that the greatest power we have is the power within ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Caroline Forbes' life. I hope her story has inspired you as much as it has inspired me. And I hope that whenever you feel powerless, whenever you feel lost, whenever you feel like giving up, you'll remember Caroline. Remember her strength. Remember her resilience. Remember her inner power. And remember that you have that same power within you. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of.